Hey, welcome back to youtube.com/snapbolt and Twitch TV/snapboltgames. My name's Max, and I got a Pauper League for you. Looks like we just got paired. Just gonna be playing some elves. Love this deck. I've played a lot of elves in Legacy. I've played a fair amount of elves in Pauper, and this deck is sweet. Let me go over the deck real quick, and then we'll get right to our match. This is a slightly older version of elves. I'm just playing the mono green version. Quad Winding Way, quad Lead the Stampede for card advantage, and everything else in the deck is a creature. 3 Wellwisher, 4th one in the board, 4 Priest of Titania. This is the reason to play the deck in Pauper. I just love this card. I am playing Elvish Visionary, which not everybody plays. Most people have cut this card, but just 2 mana, 1/1. You get to put another elf into play essentially for free because, you have to pay 2 mana. Obviously, it's not free, but you get to draw a card, so it replaces itself, but it puts another elf onto the battlefield for Vanguard, Wellwisher, Timberwatch Elf, Lys Alana. So it just like basically does everything. So we're gonna try it here, see if it's not too clunky. 6 mana dorks, quad Birchlore and quad Nettle, which I think people cut on like Birchlore and Nettle, but I think that's a good way to get going quickly in Pauper. Moving quickly onto the sideboard, quad Essence Warden against Burn. We have the 4th Wellwisher as well, like I said. Quad, it's quad, right? Yeah. Quad Gleeful Sabotage. This card is actually really nice. Just being able to copy it. You can conspire before they can counter it, so you can make 2 copies. It's just really nice, because your deck's like all creatures. And then I'm trying double Harsh Sustenance. I haven't actually ever tried this card before, but I'm kind of scared of like Moment's Peace / Stonehorn Dignitary decks. So we're going to try that, and then a couple of Electricities and a Gut Shot as well. Let's go right into it. And I'm just going to keep this hand. Round 1 against Hunter BR. This hand looks good. Turn 1 Elf, turn 2 Elf, turn 3 Lead the Stampede. Or we can just keep playing Elves and then Lead the Stampede a little bit later. We'll see what we're up against. This deck is super fun though. Plains. Are we against the mono white deck? The mono white. Oh, we're against Slivers. Okay. I think this should be a good matchup for us. We are on the draw, and they can make their team pretty big, but I think our deck goes off like harder than theirs does. Like, we go bigger, especially if we draw like Priest of Titania. Our board can just like go crazy sometimes, where they just make like, you know, a couple of 4/4s or 5/5s or something, but sometimes we really go off. Wow. I haven't seen people actually play this card. I mean, I guess it can help with the mana a little bit. It's a desert. But you do have to tap a guy. Interesting. So it's like a Springleaf Drum on a land. It's just, wow, this is a pretty good start. Luckily, we're going to have a lot of chump blockers. Probably just play out 2 elves. Can't block. If they have a Lord next turn, it's going to be annoying because then it makes our blocks a lot worse. We go to 1 poison right on turn 2. Okay, Birchlore. It's actually good because I can just go land, Nettle. I'm not sure if it's going to matter, but I can go Birchlore. I can just get extra stuff down this turn. A key to playing this deck is always yes to Nettle and always yield. It just makes it like way faster. Now I can go add 2 more mana, Visionary, untap Nettle, draw a card. Then next turn I can start Lead the Stampede. Oh, I can play another card here. If I draw another, or no, I don't draw any more cards. Okay, still a pretty good turn 2 for us as well. If they don't have a Lord, we're in a great spot. If they have a Lord, we might just have to take damage this turn and then Lead the Stampede. The thing is also that this deck is also now a Lead the Stampede deck often. Sometimes they just play 4 Lead the Stampede, 4 Winding Way now. 4 Winding Way as well. Second Virulent Flipper, but they don't have attacks. So they just have to pass the turn, and then we get to, I think, sort of go off here. Nettle Sentinel's holding it down. Okay, land was bad. Let's just start by casting Lead the Stampede. We get to untap Nettle. Always yes. Draw 5. Okay, draw 3. Timberwatch Quirion is good though, because those two together, we just basically need to get one creature through in order to like hit for 1,000,000 damage now. Quirion, so I can just play out any 1-drops for free with double Nettle Birchlore here. And this deck is pretty powerful. And then I can go land Timberwatch, then pass the turn. No reason to use Quirion, I'd rather just keep as many forests in play here as I can. If I draw more Winding Ways or Lead the Stampedes, it's better to have more forests in play, especially when I'm just flooded here. I only run 12 lands in the deck, so we've drawn 5, almost half of our lands in the top 14 cards. So a little flooded certainly, but draw still looking okay. The other 2 cards we bottomed. Oh, one was a Winding Way and one was a land, I believe. Oh, Mountain? I wasn't expecting that. That makes a little bit more sense. What red sliver are they playing? Is it like a new card I'm unaware of? They just pass. Okay. Elvish Mystic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blockers. This is interesting. So I can go up to 9. I think I can kill them, assuming they don't have a removal spell, because I can activate Timberwatch Elves twice using Quirion Ranger. So I'm just going to go for an all-out attack and see what happens. I have to play this first, even though I don't untap my Nettles, just to get an extra elf for Timberwatch. So if I attack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 creatures, they can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They'll block 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I give plus 18 and then hit for exactly 20. So if they have a removal spell, this actually doesn't work. But also if they just block with a bunch of stuff, including Virulent Slivers, I can just kill those. Another option is just to attack with like 2 things, and then if they go block, I can just kill 2 of their slivers. This is kind of an interesting spot. I mean, I can go for the win. It's likely, I mean, what do they have in hand? Maybe just a land? I'm not really in any threat of dying. So I think take it slower might actually be better. Then I can just go for the win like next turn or something. Let's see. Let's just think about it carefully one more time. So if I attack with all here, and they go like block, 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 they take 2 plus 18. So I'm just going to go for it. Attack with all of these. I mean, this should be lethal. Again, assuming no removal spell of some type at instant speed. Not sure what they could have. I guess we're about to find out. If this doesn't work, it is bad for us, but I think it's going to work. All right, pump here. Yeah, it looks like they're F6'd. Untap here, bounce a forest, pump here, hit for 20. Do they have like prismatic strands? Oh no. Oh, they were just trying to represent prismatic strands or something. They were trying to scare me. Got him. So that was a turn 4 through 5 blockers. Wonder how we want to sideboard. Don't think we need like, I mean, I guess Harsh Sustenance, they probably can't kill like any of our guys. So this can just like, if I have a Birchlore Ranger, I just get to do a huge drain spell. I mean, again, just being a deck where they can't kill our guys seems bad for them. Like, Wellwisher is going to be a problem for them. We have so many cards that are a problem for them. I think this is just a really good matchup for us. Don't think I want Gutshot or Electrickery. The cards I'm like considering are these three. They're Naya Slivers also, so their mana is like worse than just green-white slivers. If I bring these in, what am I bringing out? That's the problem. I mean, Lead the Stampede can be a little slow, but it's also a way to just be the better, like, Lead the Stampede deck. I can just, like, I don't know if I need double Harsh Sustenance, but I'll just try it out. It might be wrong, but it's just fun anyway, just to Harsh Sustenance them, so we'll try it. Oh no. This hand's definitely awkward, but I'll keep it. We have 1-drop, 2-drop, and we get to draw a card, and then we have double Timberwatch, which is really good in the matchup. And Nettle Sentinel is also pretty good. We'll see if they're not in their Naya deck, they get to go 1-drop into Ward of a different color. I've just never really had an urge to play Slivers. Okay, it's to provoke one. So provoke is whenever a Sliver attacks, they can have target creature I control untap and block it if able. So that's actually annoying. Because if they just attack with both, and especially if they play a Lord, they can just kill my creatures. So yeah, this might like just be good enough for them. I could have attacked. I probably should have attacked for 2. So if they have a Lord, I'm just in a really bad spot. Because they just can kill both of my creatures. Okay, it's just a Gem Hide. Oh, is this a Lord? Winding Way. Thriving Grove. I mean, their deck is sweet. I can kill the Hunter Sliver. Gem Hide is another sweet one. Okay, their deck's cool. So they have a Muscle Sliver in hand and another Gem Hide plus other cards. Oh, I can't cast this Harsh Sustenance. Duh. So yeah, I'm in a really bad spot. Because they're just gonna play Muscle Sliver and then make me block with Timberwatch Elf. That just doesn't work. I can just not do anything, but I don't think that's gonna work either. I think we're just gonna lose this game. All Slivers have Provoke as well, so it's just not looking good. Still like our matchup here. This hand wasn't that great, and they were on the play with a good draw. Now they get to kill like 2 of our creatures. I guess, ooh, if they're attacking with this, I can kill that. Or no, because they can just provoke everything. So they just kill our board. Alright. I'm just dead here because any creature I play, they just kill it. So they have a sweet thing they can do against us as well. Okay. Still don't mind how we sideboarded. I know this was obviously just a dead card, but it can potentially deal with their Provoke Sliver or just kill them faster. Killing like one of their key slivers seems pretty important. Let's just run it back and maybe mulligan like slightly more aggressively. This hand's not great, but it has a turn 2 Priest of Titania with a 1-drop and lands and Winding Ways, so wow, they're just keeping 7 in their Naya Slivers deck. Super lucky. They'll probably have 1-drop, 2-drop again. Ooh, Elvish Vanguard, huh? I mean, I'm just going to still play Priest of Titania. I could even attack, but I don't even want to make that trade, I don't think. It's not worth risking like just the 1 damage. I don't think that's what this matchup's going to come down to anyway, so. Okay, tap land finally. Another Sidewinder, sure. Okay, they hit for 1. Definitely not blocking. Okay. So I can do a lot here with Quirion Ranger plus Priest of Titania. So I want to play out as many creatures here as I can. Let me think about this carefully. This deck can actually be kind of tricky sometimes. Because I can run out, I can tap 2, tap Priest of Titania, play Huntmaster. Use Quirion Ranger, untap Priest of Titania, return a land, replay land, then Priest taps for 3 and I have 1 mana open. Alternatively, I can play Vanguard, tap Priest for 3, use Quirion Ranger, untap it, play a land, play Lys Alana Huntmaster, and then play Timberwatch Elf. That's better. Let's do that line. I can play the Winding Ways next turn. So 3, untap this, return this, play Lys Alana. I can actually try to also just play Winding Way right here. It's interesting because I'm likely to hit 1 or 2 drops, and if I hit a Quirion Ranger, I get to continue to go off. It is really good to get Timberwatch down as well. I think I'm just going to go for it. I'm likely to hit... Oh, creature, obviously. I'm likely to hit... No, I was going to say I'm likely to hit multiple 1-drops, but of course I didn't. I still get to just play this, though. That might have been wrong. It might have been better just to take the less greedy line, play Timberwatch, and then next turn I get to go off. But I still think I'm fine to win this game. Because next turn I can play second Lys Alana, making like infinitely large Vanguard. They're playing tap lands in their 3-color deck. And I have another Winding Way and 2 more creatures. Sweet. Silver Lord, sure. I can just take the damage. And then next turn I get to like make 1,000,000 elves. I just have so much mana with Priest of Titania. This is like one of my favorite Magic cards of all time. It was in like a deck I played at like when I was a little kid. Alright, just taking 4. See what I mean is like this is how it's gonna play out a lot of times where they're like doing their thing, creature, lord, but then it's like we're just doing our thing too, and it's hard for either player to interact too much. Alright. I guess I just have to tap Priest to start, because I want to start with Lys Alana. That gives me the most elves. I'm going to have like basically enough mana to do everything, I think, anyway. So I don't think that matters. Just going to play all my stuff. Can't find Harsh Sustenance off the Winding Ways and Lead the Stampedes, which kind of sucks, but I think that's just part of it. So untap this, return this, add 14 mana. Yes and yield. Creatures. We hit 3 creatures. One of them's a Wellwisher. Sweet. I assume that deck can't play any type of Wrath. We're just going to keep committing. Flanking's only on blocking, right? Whenever a creature blocks a sliver. Always yes. And then Wellwisher. And then I can just attack with my 20/20 and they have to jump. Or 22/22. I guess I can also attack with, I can attack with everything. Because they have to block the 23/23. Then I'll just have 6. That was turn 4. Not bad. And they just go land go. Okay, I'll just, I mean, I guess they could have prismatic strands, right? I'll just like attack with like a good number of things, and they'll probably cast prismatic strands is my guess. Just attack with these. I don't think I need to attack with anything more than that. This is like way more than lethal. Yeah, this looks like a prismatic strands to me. Just gonna wait for them to do anything. It is, okay. So they can fog our next attack as well, but we get to gain infinite. And we drew another Lead the Stampede. I could have saved my Nettle Sentinel there, I guess. But whatever. And 2 more Quirion Rangers just makes me able to Wellwisher that many more times. So I'll just play everything out and then start Wellwishering. It's just crazy because with all the Lys Alanas, every elf I play makes 3 more elves, so every elf is 4 elves. This deck is so fun. You get crushed by like the -1/-1 effects in this deck, but if they don't have it, they don't have it. It's nice just to be able to leave up Timberwatch as well. Okay, let's start by gaining life. Use Quirion, untap. Let's gain some more life. Not bad. I don't even need to activate anymore. I'll just leave double activation up for like a million Timberwatch untaps in case I need to save stuff. They're just going to prismatic strands again. Muscle Sliver, you got it. Sure. I could see like the way I lose is they prismatic strands a bunch of times and then somehow poisonous me, but they're just never going to be able to get through my blockers, I don't think. So Vanguard. I guess I could time out as well, technically, but I don't think that's going to happen either. Just going to gain now because it's fun. Then I'll just attack with all my 1/1s and my 43/43. I have to make sure that it's lethal, but this is definitely lethal. That's 20 creatures attacking. They have 4 blockers, yeah. So they just flash back Prismatic Strands, kill 4 1/1s. They have 1 card in hand. They just don't even, oh, they don't want to lose their wards, but they're casting Prismatic Strands, which is kind of funny. Oh, because they prevent all damage from green sources, so these don't even kill anything. Makes sense. Oh, I can use this one time here. Should have used it, I guess, before, technically. Go ahead. We're at 225. The Wellwishers are nice against burn because even if they just like die, they have like such a big target. So they could easily have another Prismatic Strands, which would buy them a little bit more time. But I'm not worried about that. Like even if they buy time into an Electrickery, I don't think that's going to be enough at this point. I just get to leave up 1,000,000 Timberwatch activations, so I get to save a ton of my stuff. Okay, they just die. Sweet. I'm going to change out this chair. Oh, this chair is way better. I don't have a sweet gaming chair. I just sit in whatever. Definitely takes a toll. This deck is awesome though. I mean, if the opponent doesn't have like a good way to interact with you, like a bunch of removal, or they're doing their own super broken thing, this deck is gonna go over the top. It goes over the top of pretty much everything. I mean, you die to Shrivel effects, but you can grind really hard with the Winding Ways and Lead the Stampedes. And you can just beat down sometimes with your draws. This deck is sweet. Still generally don't like cards like this, but I just think in the meta right now, with the Fog decks and the Stonehorn Dignitary decks, like they can lock you out pretty easily, but if you can just keep drawing through your deck and then find one of those, you saw how many creatures we created in the last game. So, oh man. We are on the draw. This hand's close. We only have 11 lands in the deck though, left in the deck. So it's 11 out of 53. So what is that? That's not much more than 20% per draw step to draw land. I just don't think it's a keep. I think I can just do better. Alright, this is a lot better. Just put a land back, I think. Nice. This is like way better. We get turn 1 Mana Dork is where you want to be. We're against regular island, okay. Non-snow covered. We have a stop on our draw step, sure. I mean, it depends. If they just play Island Go, I might not run out the Priest of Titania, but I also might, because then I do want my Elvish Vanguard to resolve. Swamp. Okay, looks like we're probably up. It just gets like blue-black Angler or something. They play the Swamp. Did they play a removal spell? Tragic Slip, yeah. Okay. I'm going to play out Priest. That gives us like the most mana by far if they don't kill it. Most likely they can't counter it. Their deck probably is going to have a lot of removal, so this will be certainly more of a grind than the last match, but still don't hate our position here. If they kill it, I'm just going to play another one. Whoa, oh, it is Zubera's? We're playing against some weird stuff this league. So this is when Floating Dream Zubera dies, draw a card for each Zubera that died this turn. So this is like a crazy combo deck. They keep like killing these and bringing them back. I forget exactly how it works, honestly, but I mean, maybe we'll see. I don't know what else to say. Just gonna go Vanguard. Everything costs 2, which is kind of awkward. Probably gonna just play Wellwisher here. Then I can start gaining life. Could have played Elvish Visionary to try to draw into a 1-drop, but I don't know if life matters in this matchup. I could see that being the case if they're full-on combo. Tragic Slip makes me think like they might be blue-black like Zubera mid-range, just playing these like for value, but we'll see. I could just see them having a potential problem with Wellwisher, but it looks like we might just die. We'll see. Oh, just evoke Muldrifter, maybe Undying Evil on Muldrifter here? That'd be sweet. Yep. Okay. So they have a 3/3 Muldrifter, they drew 4 cards. They used a Dark Ritual and an Undying Evil, but oh, Mortuary Mire, okay. Yeah, they might just be some weird like blue-black value deck playing Zubera and not full-on combo, but Dark Ritual tells me otherwise. So, man, we really wanted to draw like Winding Way or Lead the Stampede, but we have Visionary at least. Let's just start with Visionary. Winding Way, Lead the Stampede. Can always yield to this. Can always yield to these as well. Elvish Mystic, okay. Just play out my hand, I suppose. I'm not going to play around any type of Wraths or anything. I don't even have a Quirion Ranger to start untapping Wellwisher, but that's okay. We also have a 6/6. Just gain life now. And then I can hit for 6. They can block and draw a card if they want. I think that's fine. Sending this to the graveyard could be our downfall, but I need to start attacking. Yeah, they don't want to do that. They want to wait until they can combo more. Interesting. I mean, this is the 1-0 bracket against looks to be Zubera combo. Okay, do they somehow have it? No, it looks like no. Oh, land is not good there. 3, 4, 5, okay. We still can't deal with Vanguard, luckily. Just going to attack with just this. Oh, this can't even block. They can block with Zubera here. And they'll sack to Carrion Feeder for a free counter, I think. Supernatural Stamina. Okay, are they just mid-range? Alright, it's a 3/2. It comes back. Then they draw a card. Oh, then they... Oh yeah, so it comes back from Supernatural Stamina. Then they draw, and then they can sack it to Carrion Feeder, draw 2 more. So they can kind of go off with Zubera here. But again, I'm hitting with a 6/6. and I'm gaining 6 per turn at the same time. I'm just going to gain now. I should have gained in response to the draws. Tragic Slip, the Vanguard. Not the Wellwisher, interesting. So can they do like infinite damage? Or they just know they need to get that off the board? Demir Guildgate, okay. Interesting. Oh, what's up, dude? Let me see. I'm trying to open that link, but... Oh, here we go. My friend Isaac looks like he's here, and he sent me what I'm up against. I played against Blue Black Zuberas before, but I just wasn't sure if there was an alternate version. 1 Gurmag, Sultai Emissary, Carrion Feeder, 5-0 in a Pauper League, Supernatural Stamina, Undying Evil, Tragic Slip, Trainer's Edict, Unearth. Okay. What do they have in the sideboard? Do they have any Wraths? 1 Shrivel. No way to tutor. Oh, they have triple Crypt Rats? Mean? That's not good. If Forges... So this deck doesn't have Guildgate, but it probably is the list, or at least similar. If they don't have Crypt Rats, that's good for me. But that is probably about what I'm up against. Just need to wait and draw, okay, Winding Way or Lead the Stampede, so that's good. But now I need to resolve this. I don't think there's anything I can do. I'm just going to go for it. I don't think that deck can really play counterspells, can they? Yeah, no counterspells. Creature. Okay, we hit infinite creatures. That's sweet. Just, you always start on Lys Alana if you can. The earlier you play that, the better. We don't have another threat right now, but it's fine. Cast this face up. We do need to watch out for our opponent drawing a Crypt Rats. That could certainly end the game, but I don't think I can really play around it too much. I don't think holding things like is that good. I want to just play out a million things and then attack for lethal. Priest. And this way I also gain a lot more life with Wellwishers as well. No, I'm like not playing the Distant Melodies in this deck. I just don't like the stretch of even having the 1 island. Like I like having just, I'm only playing 12 lands, so I really don't want to play the island if you can help it. Here, I'll just gain now. I kind of like to do that. I guess I could do it on their upkeep, but okay, now I'll just pass. So I may have lethal soon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 creatures. Okay, supernatural stamina. So they can just draw a card. Put a counter. That's not quite going to do it. Okay, so they draw 4. Okay. I don't really have much hate for this matchup. And if they draw Crypt Rats, I think I'm just dead, right? I'm at 46, but that won't take too long to get through. I need to kind of dodge one more turn. No Crypt Rats one time. Okay, so they can... Oh, Dismal Backwater, I thought that was Aqueduct. Okay, they're attacking for 3. Yeah, I thought it was Aqueduct and they were going to bounce Mortuary Mire, then get back Zubera, replay it. I've played against this deck once at F&M, but I think it was a more all-in version. Yep, there's the Crypt Rats. So now they can Crypt Rats for 3 and kill my board. Yep. And they remain with a creature in play. They have 4 cards left. I mean, maybe I should have held like a Wellwisher or something. But I think even that, it's not really going to do much. Just have, okay, that was a good draw against a 6/6. If I draw a Winding Way here, I can certainly get out of this. Oh, I almost misclicked, but I did draw a Winding Way. Then I name creature. 4 creatures. Sure. I needed a Timberwatch Elf earlier. That way I can kind of play around Crypt Rats a little bit by saving a couple of my key guys. This looks like another Muldrifter into Undying Evil. It's kind of like Muldrifter Ephemerate where you just get to draw so many cards. It's not quite as good as Muldrifter Ephemerate, but it's still pretty good. I think I'm just dead here. And they got a free sack on this. It might be okay. Get to play some like a Timberwatch plus Nettle Sentinel next turn. Just take 7. I'm still at 40. Land is actually okay. I get to play out 3 creatures this turn. And then Fyndhorn. Then pass. It's just a hard cast Muldrifter. Still at 33 to 13. And the board's starting to look reasonable for me. I can just take 7 again for sure. I want to keep as many elves as possible for Timberwatch. I don't really care about taking 7. Dog comes in to check on me every time I'm hanging out here at night. Okay. I don't like drawing another land there, obviously. They only have a couple blockers back though, so I just play this out. I think that's better than attacking with this first. I get 1 more elf. They're at 13, they have 2 potential blockers. If I just attack with Visionary, they can chump with like this Muldrifter and sack. If I attack with 2 things, they kind of get a free block here. I could pump this one, but then they just get to kill something else. So I think I'm just going to go just attack with Visionary. And then they kind of are forced to block with this Muldrifter. Unless they want to take 6. It might be bad though, because if they have another Crypt Rats, I have to activate this Timberwatch, so I don't get to save like 1 thing. But if they have another Crypt Rats, I think it's looking bad for me. It's just unfortunate that I was 1 mana short to play around, or to play double Timberwatch last turn. Obviously would have been a lot better. Tragic slip at Timberwatch. Down to 5 cards in hand. They have outdrawn us this game now with their Undying Evil Muldrifter trick. I've played some Undying Evil Muldrifter decks, but I found it's like it doesn't come together quite as often as you would like. Especially through counter spells and removal spells and stuff. Okay, now they can get back Mortuary Mire. Another Carrion Feeder that can't block. Zubera, okay, they can draw some more cards and they can block with something. Okay, I might have lethal here if they don't have anything. Because I can play Quirion Ranger. And then I have 5, and I can use the Quirion to untap this. Attack, attack, attack. +5, and then hit for 3. If they don't have removal, this is lethal. So I'm going for it. They can block one thing just with Zubera. And then I can double activate Timberwatch Elf because it's Quirion. And these can't block. So they block a 1/1 because it's free, and then I get to go double activate for lethal. Activate here, and then untap. Then I activate here again to play around Tragic Slip, or do I play around like Doomblade? Okay, wow, they concede. I can't believe we beat that Crypt Rats. Wow. I mean, we drew Visionary into Winding Way the turn after. So, that'll do. We don't really have any hate for this matchup. Let's look at the potential list again. So they're probably just bringing in Shrivel. I don't think they can bring in Thorn, so they're probably minimally sideboarding. They do have triple Crypt Rats, but especially now that I know that they have at least some, I can play around that a little bit. The black Zubera is the discard one, so I have to play around that too. That's the problem. Can't really play around the black Zubera and Crypt Rats. So the only blue cards are blue Zubera and Muldrifter. And this actually looks like a bad matchup for us if it's just like this version and not the all-in combo version. I think I'm just not going to sideboard. I don't think I want Harsh Sustenance. I don't want Gleeful Sabotage. Could bring in Wellwisher, but Wellwisher was really good that game, but don't think I want it. Don't think I want Essence Warden either. Just run it back. I mean, I can't say I was expecting to play against this deck. Snap Keep. With this hand, I probably go turn 2 Priest over Vanguard. 3 lands is 1 more than you would like, but also means there's only 9 lands left in the deck. So you're guaranteed to hit your first 3 land drops, and you're likely not drawing lands. But of course, I was about to say when you say that, you're going to rattle off 3 lands in a row. Naturally. If I play Priest next turn, Demir Guildgate, Tragic Slip? Alright, I'd rather that get Tragic Slip than this. Oh. Okay. Now do I play Priest? I think that's better than Vanguard. Keeping the 3-lander in the 12-land deck and then drawing land is certainly rough, but we have plenty of time to draw out of it. We have a Lead the Stampede. Maybe we can untap with this Priest of Titania. Their deck is like all removal though, so it's kind of unlikely. Okay, black Zubera. Don't want my Lead the Stampede to get discarded, that's for sure. But I can play out all my spells that I have in hand right now. So I go land, Vanguard, play Nettle Sentinel, and then play Lead the Stampede. Unfortunately, even if I draw anything good like a Quirion Ranger or something, I don't have 1 mana left to cast it. But is what it is. At least I have some extra lands to discard in case they like start sacking this. Draw 3. Nothing of note though, just not ideal. Problem is if they have like a sack outlet plus a way to bring it back, just like with the blue Zubeira, they can make us discard 4 cards, which obviously would be bad. But if they don't do that this turn, we get to just deploy our hand. Okay, there's the sack outlet. And all they need is like an Undying Evil or a Supernatural Stamina. Looks like they don't have that. Or they're going to do it on upkeep or draw. Why would they do it on draw step? Can they get my entire hand with like double Supernatural Stamina? Quite possibly. If they have Undying Evil as well here, they make me discard my hand. I mean, that's pretty sweet. Yeah, so they get to return this, and then they Undying Evil it, then they sack it again, and then they sack it again, make me discard 9 cards. Yep. Okay, but the opponent also has 0 cards in hand, so they made me discard my hand. Assuming they sack 1 more time, which they will. But that's not even like that insane, because they don't have any cards left. Okay. So we discard 3, then we discard 3, then we discard 3. And then I just attack. They can't block with this. They have 0 cards. They can't bring this back. They have a 4/4. But I hit for 5 here. If I draw an elf, which likely I will, there's 7 lands left in the deck. Winding Ways and Lead the Stampedes and Elves. So pretty much everything is going to be an elf. So I'm already winning this race, and any elf I draw is +1 with Vanguard. That was a sweet line, though. They just spent so many cards to do it. Lys Alana. Okay. Don't hate that. Going to attack for 5. I'm likely to draw an elf every turn for the rest of the game. Because even if I draw a Winding Way or Lead the Stampede, I can cast it and then cast the elf, or just cast it and untap Nettle. So like the only way I don't untap Nettle is if I draw another forest. All right, that was a good draw. Could just get lethal here if I draw well off this. Yield to that. Yield to that. Yield to this. Looking good. Another Visionary, sure. Opponent has a card in hand. Could be a removal spell. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, but this is already lethal if they don't. Yeah, the Visionaries I think are still good in the deck. We got the Zubeira combo deck. Again, I think That's not good for us. If they have triple Crypt Rats with a Shrivel on the side, all they need to do is draw one of those and it's tough to win. I mean, we did beat a Crypt Rats in game 1, but we drew incredibly well at the same time. That was a fun match to display regardless. Alright, round 3. We're against Murlobotus. I know this name, but I just can never remember who it is. Snap keep. This hand looks great. We have Nettle plus Birchlore plus Priest. Like, we have pretty much everything we need here. You always want to lead Nettle in these type of draws too, because then you can just turn to untap, attack with Nettle, play Birchlore, and then go off. So that's what I'm going to do. I do really just like enjoy playing elves. Birchlore, cast, and now I can just cast 1-drops essentially for free with Birchlore Nettle. So we add green, play Quirion. We're not going to be able to play two 2-drops here. Just only going to be able to play 1. I think I'll just play Priest. Let's see, I can like untap something, but then I still only add 1 mana because I can't play another land this turn. But next turn I have basically infinite mana, and if this dies, yeah, now these get to survive. Just probably, whoa, Sandstone Needle. Okay, I was not expecting the Sandstone Needle. That is sweet. Alright, I'll just start by attacking with all. Alright, maybe I don't want to attack with these. Let's think about this carefully. So I can start by playing Birchlore. This will untap, and then I go add 2 mana, or add 1 mana. I think I need these to add mana to be able to play everything. Just not even going to calculate it. I just don't want to take that much time. Just going to go for this. I don't think I had enough mana if I don't, if I attack with these. So we'll find out here. One. Okay, let's untap this. Return a forest. Play Timberwatch. I guess I could have attacked with 1 more thing. So, should be at 16 technically. Just wanted to play fast rather than calculating it. Lightning Bolt the Timberwatch. Okay. Nothing I can do. Faithless Looting. Sandstone Needle. What is this? Pillage Molten Rain. Okay, so it's mono red land destruction. They use Sandstone Needle. Oh, red white land destruction to try to turn to the land destruction easily. This is just a great matchup for us. If their just deck is all like pillages and molten rains, that doesn't even really do anything against us. Like, we're just playing mana dorks out from turn 1 every time. That being said, we can't even attack through this Thraven Inspector. But we can gain 1,000,000 life here. So I'll just attack for 2. Play Priest. Gain. Untap. Gain. It's better to gain now because then they can't play removal spells in response. Could have also untapped and gained on upkeep, but I just don't think I need to. I don't even think I want to do that. I want to keep both my force and play here instead. I guess if they have a Swirling Sandstorm main, that can get me Squadron Hawk. Okay. Not worried about Hawk. Once I draw a Winding Way or Lead the Stampede, that should be good. Okay, we know about 3 Hawks in their hand, and they're only on 3 mana. Another Wellwisher. Okay. Oh, I guess I should have attacked first. That was a punt. Just wasn't paying attention. I can always untap it if I need to. I guess this is also okay just doing it this way. Because I get to gain first. And then if they want a double block, I get to kill a Thraben Inspector. Is this even worth attacking? Maybe I just don't attack. I don't even want to trade for Thraben Inspector. I think I'll just pass. I think I'll just be able to win like the long game. I don't need to try to trade Nettle Sentinel for Thraben Inspector. If all they're doing is playing Hawk and passing, it's just not really that relevant. Eventually I'm going to find my draw spells. So we know 2 Hawks and a blank in their hand. They can attack for 1. They don't. And there's Lead the Stampede. Might be better just to tap Priest of Titania, but I get essentially just get to tap Birchlore. Only hit 2 cards, but one of them was a Timberwatch. So that was a pretty bad hit. Still not going to even attack with Nettle. Just keep gaining. Next turn, we just might have lethal. At 73. So we have 3, 7, 8, 9 elves. So we can activate this twice for plus 18, 18. So we definitely have lethal next turn. They just concede. Sweet. Wow, red-white land destruction mid-range. We're playing against some weird decks this league, that's for sure. I mean, Wellwisher is something they'll have to answer. I'm worried about like the Electricries. I assume they're going to have some. And I decided not to play any Spider Silk Armors. Maybe I should just have 2 Spider Silk Armors in the sideboard. Probably should. I can just run it back again, or I can just bring in Wellwisher. Just gonna run it. Don't think I want Gleeful Sabotage. I saw Thraben, but I didn't see Artifact land, so I don't think I want the Artifact or enchantment. I don't think I want Gleeful Sabotage. If I see more artifacts or enchantments, I can bring those in, but just stick to our game plan. I'm not sure they're going to be able to board out all of their Molten Rains and Stone Rains. And if I see like a 3 or 4 land hand, I'm just going to keep. Speaking of, get 0 lands. Keep this. I think I need to put back a Timberwatch, but could also just put back a Wellwisher, because Timberwatch actually kills them. This costs 2 mana though. Alright, I'm going to put this back. I think Timberwatch is better. I think it's good enough. My Elvish Mystic dies, it is kind of annoying. I'll still be able to play a turn 3 Timberwatch if it dies. Flame Slash main deck too, huh? Faithless Looting. See if they discard like a Molten Rain or something. They probably keep it this time. I'm just going to play out Timberwatch next turn. I guess I can play out Quirion into Timberwatch at the cost of a land drop, but it's worth. I can actually play out all of these, right? We'll see. Discard Squadron Hawk, so they have to have another Squadron Hawk. No question. Yes, I can go Quirion. add 2 mana through the lag, untap. I can play another Quirion, but then I'd have to bounce my other land. I think it's worth it just to keep the land in play. But now I actually have protection from any Molten Rains. Because I can just Quirion return my forest. I didn't even really consider that. They can draw a card. Okay, sure. They make some 1/2s, that's fine. And let's just go to my turn. Another land is good. Timberwatch. Untap. Quirion. And then I think I just attack with Quirion and make them start chumping. Maybe that's wrong, because maybe I'm supposed to leave up Timberwatch. Because I can only activate once next turn now. I'm not really worried about Electricity at this point. I'm just worried about like a bigger Wrath. Yeah, they just can't beat double Timberwatch. Sweet. Quick 3-0. Well, I guess not that quick. It's been about an hour. Alright, 3-0 bracket with Elves, huh? Just a old classic. Still don't like these that much. I guess, yeah, again, we haven't played against like Flickertron or anything, which is where we want them, so. There's also the, forget what it's called. It's like 2 mana, it's 1 red, 1 colorless, and it deals damage equal to the number of creatures, but you don't gain life. But I guess people like to play this over it. I just thought I'd try this one. I don't know if I was gonna like bring this in against Burn or something, but seems reasonable, at least if you can like deal 3, gain 3 or better. Seems like it might be worth the clunky aspect of the card. Not really sure, honestly. I could cut the Visionaries if I want to do something else, like play the 4th Wellwisher. I like having more of these 1 mana dorks. Like, I'd like to go up to like, 8 of them or something. But I think Visionary is pretty good. I mean, it's been good this league so far. Could even go up to like 8 or 9 1 mana dorks, especially with only 12 lands. I meant to say this earlier. One way that this deck loses as well is like one way is to like Shrivel and Wrath effects. The other way is just to mulliganing like crazy, because a lot of times you're like, okay, look at my 7, 0 land. Look at my 6, 0 land. Look at my 5, 1 land and a couple 3 drops, and you're just like, oh man. So you definitely have to mulligan a lot with this deck just because of how low the land count is. But as you saw, the deck is pretty powerful. If you draw 2 lands, you're like off to the races. Anymore, you can't even flood. You just want your Winding Ways and Lead the Stampedes to be as effective as possible. So if you have creatures that make mana rather than lands, it's really good. Like this hand, they're on the play. I'm going to keep. It's like if my Elvish Mystic dies, I'm in a rough spot. But I can draw land, or I can draw more 1-drops as well. Snow-covered island fairies here. Okay, probably just blue-red snow control, or mid-range, I should say. Fairies here makes it much more likely that it's like a ninja deck. Okay, we do want to draw like a Quirion Ranger or something here. Still gonna run out Priest. If they don't play anything, I don't know if I can just play Priest into a counterspell. Okay, Quirion Ranger. Alright, well now I'm just going to play that. Even a Spellstutter Sprite would get Priest of Titania, so there's nothing I can do there. I just have to take my beats. Could have attacked first, but now I'm in a pretty rough spot. Preordain. Looks like I'm just getting tempoed by this blue tempo deck. This could be mono blue tempo as well. They put 2 cards on top and played a land. That is not good for us. The good news is they don't have that much pressure yet. So if we're able to get out of this, I mean, we might have time to get out of this, is what I should say. Definitely don't want a winding way for land. That just does not seem good to me. We're just so likely to miss entirely. I can lead on Visionary, but I don't think that's quite there. I think I just lead on Priest of Titania, hope it resolves. If it gets countered, maybe next turn I can Visionary into Fyndhorn Elves. 4 spike. Yeah, this looks like mono blue tempo. And if we start drawing lands, we might be able to get out from under this. Opponent isn't really clocking us that fast yet. They Ninja returns Spellstutter Sprite. That'll do it. They get to draw an extra card. They have Spellstutter Sprite back in their hand to counter anything we do. Yeah, this was just like a money draw on the play from mono blue tempo. I'm gonna actually lead Fyndhorn because I want this Quirion Ranger to resolve. Wow, opponent playing well if they didn't counter that. This makes more mana than this. Still just gonna try to get out from under this. Can't block Ninja. Have to just take another hit. I have a Scattershot Archer, Gut Shots, and I think I boarded an Electricity against this version of the deck as well. I had 4 Scattershot Archers, but I cut it for some of the newer cards like Harsh Sustenance, because I don't think people play this deck as much as they used to. So they ponder, shuffled, and now they're drawing off Ninja. So they drew 2 blanks. Birchlore Ranger. Alright, let's lead that. Then I'll play Elvish Visionary. Hopefully draw into a 1-drop like a Quirion Ranger. Brutal. It can feel like so hopeless playing against these decks when they have these draws where it's just like no matter what, anything you do gets countered. Now, this is just over. Like maybe I could play a Lys Alana next turn. I'm already getting hit for 5 here, down to 5, and then they have 3 power flyers plus a hand of 5 cards. They're drawing an extra card. No reason to take more time than that. I think all this is good. Lys Alana, while it's good, it's a little clunky. Same with Lead the Stampede. Honestly, I've thought about cutting 1 or 2 Lead the Stampedes, as weird as that sounds, just because 3 mana is a lot for this deck, and a lot of times you don't really have time to resolve your Lead the Stampedes. Definitely want Scattershot. I think Wellwisher is good too. Can just kind of race their flyers. Don't think I want Essence Warden or Harsh Sustenance. This looks good, just cutting some of the more expensive cards and having cheaper cards in the deck. Definitely like Electricity. Well, gotta keep 1-landers in this deck. It's like, this hand's definitely a keep. I don't even think it's close. I like Llanowar better than Mystic, so I'll lead there. And pass. Opponent with the Miscreant, sure. Wow, Quirion Ranger was a great draw there. Quirion Ranger plus Mana Dork is the reason why I want more Mana Dorks in the deck overall. I think I play Elvish Mystic over Nettle Sentinel as well. So this is basically like a perfect draw from our side on the play this time. They could have Gut Shot for Priest of Titania, but if they don't, we get to go off. They snap the Priest of Titania. Okay. And then they can counter it. Are they going to ninja? No. Yeah, so they want to keep us off like a million mana, but drawing another Priest. I was thinking about like, should I not play Priest? But drawing another one, I get to jam 2. I'm just going to easily jam Priest there. And see, drawing 1 land is like so ideal because we have so much more gas. An attack for 1. Opponent with 4 cards in hand. We have Priest down. I didn't feel like trying to resolve Timberwatch, even though it played around Spellstunder's right, and they did have Counterspell with the not good art. So where they have the cool islands, but they have the whack Counterspell. Ninja now. Okay, this is fine. That means I'm going to most likely get to resolve Lead the Stampede, which is not going to be good for our opponent. Yeah, this is great for me. Okay, land. Not a great draw, but it's fine. Timberwatch. 6 mana, Lead the Stampede. Oh man, we're not hitting that low on these overall. That sucks. Still might be enough. I'm tapping Priest of Titania over Llanowar Elf there because I'm going to actually attack with Llanowar here, I think. Oh, that might have been a punt too. I should have waited to untap Nettle. Do I even want to trade for Fairy Miscreant? I mean, they probably can't trade for either of these. I guess they can trade for Quirion Ranger. I'll just attack with Llanowar plus Nettle here. That was a misplay to not wait till main 2 to play at least Wellwisher to untap Nettle, but is what it is. They still kind of have to deal with Timberwatch and Wellwisher, and Vanguard's going to be a problem as well. I mean, I can just block with Vanguard here, as weird as that is. Or I can untap Nettle and block with that. I think I like that. I don't want to let them draw any cards. I also don't want to block with Vanguard. I know like Ninja's kind of dead starting next turn, but I don't even want to let them draw 1 more card here. Three mana Spire Golem? Sure. Are they just dead? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Timberwatch Elf? I think they're super dead. Yeah, because I can give +8/+8 with double Timberwatch activation. So they're just dead. Yeah, they concede. I like how my opponents are conceding because like I'm playing fast. They know I'm gonna go for lethal there, and they just concede. So now we saw Spire Golem. They probably have 3 Spire Golem. Could bring in like 1 Gleeful Sabotage, but I don't really want to be stuck with this in my hand. I do like siding out some of the more expensive stuff like we did. I just need to like get on board quick. Let's go. See if we can get to 4-0 here. this is a mulligan. No 1-drops. Only 1 land. Can't keep. This I can keep. I think I just have to put back a Visionary. This hand's not great, but it's not terrible. Oh, if they just passed and left up 4 spike, that'd be pretty scary. I think I'm going to lead Nettle. It's kind of bad if my Quirion Ranger gets countered, but maybe I'll draw a land too. I have about, again, a 20% chance to draw a land. They revealed Counterspell. I gotta tell you, this start has got to be one of like the best, most annoying starts in Pauper. Turn 1 Island, Delver on the play. Untap, reveal, Counterspell, Island, go, attack for 3. It's like, oh man. It just like feels like every time my opponent does that, it just feels like I can't win no matter what. I'm going to attack and play Quirion, I think. If it doesn't get countered, it's good for me. If it does, it's obviously not good, but I need to draw land anyway. Okay, it doesn't, so that's good. So now I can also play a Nettle this turn, which is nice. They can counter that. But I didn't have another land. Oh, gut shot the Quirion. Alright, nothing I can do about that. Now they can counterspell this Nettle if they want. But if I draw a land and I get to go, oh wow, they let that resolve? Okay, I really need to draw land, and if not, I need to draw 1-drop. Coral Net. That's interesting. So I'm getting clocked by a Delver. So I have to sacrifice this or discard a card. I think I just want to sacrifice it. I don't want to discard a card and hit for 2 damage. So I think I'm just going to sacrifice it. No. So Coral Net killed our guy. We did draw land, so I'm going to attack and then try to play Vanguard. I think that's better than trying to play Visionary. I think Visionary is actually better in a way than Vanguard, even though this gets countered. This is 100% going to get countered. Doesn't. Maybe Gut Shot. It's so weird that they didn't counter that. I guess it kind of makes sense. They think they can just win the race against it anyway, especially with a counterspell in hand. Ooh, Scattershot Archer. Interesting. Gonna just attack for 3, then try to play Visionary. This can't be untapped because we don't have a Quirion. But this card is insane. 1 damage to each creature with flying. So sometimes their board is like multiple 1-drops, and then this card is just literally insane. Is this going to get countered? Or just nothing's going to get countered? I'm just holding on to that counterspell. I mean, opponent has been playing pretty well, I'll give them that. Not sure if they should have countered the Vanguard. Land? Sure. I'm going to play this now. Because then next turn I can play Timberwatch Elf. Counterspell. Down to 2 cards. They're at 11, we're at 11. We have 5 power, they have 3 power. They attack. Ninja? No. Alright, land's not ideal. So I could play Timberwatch first. I don't think I need to. I think I just attack with all. I could easily see their hand being another counterspell. And lands, maybe? This has to get countered. It resolves. Okay. Their hand must not be very good. They could have a snap in hand, I suppose. They concede. Wow. Wasn't expecting that. Dope. 4-0 with elves. I mean, I think this deck is overperforming right now, but I mean, I say I generally 4-win with elves. I 5-0'd once or twice, I believe. And maybe a couple 3-2s, but I think generally I 4-1 with elves. I think the deck is solid. I think it's worse than some of the other top decks, especially just because if you played this in like a preliminary or a bigger tournament, you're gonna lose some rounds to Shrivel effects. What's the Suffocating Fumes? Is that the new one? 3-mana instant. Creatures your opponent control get -1/-1. Some people play like 1 or 2 copies of that in the main. So I think that's the danger of bringing this deck to a tournament. I'm gonna snap keep this hand. This has been a super fun league. Makes me want to play more Pauper and just more cool decks. Windscarred Crag. Are we playing against like a standard red-white mid-range deck? If we are, they tend to have a lot of removal, but I think it's not the worst matchup for us. They have like a bunch of like trickeries post board, it is. Cycle plus bounce land. Okay, I like to see that. It's not a removal spell, it's not adding to the board. Alright, I'm just going to play out a bunch of stuff. I think I don't want to use Quirion here. Just always yes, always yield. Then we'll have to always yes to the other one. I think I like just playing out all that stuff. Prism. Alright, this looks like standard red-white midrange. With a kind of clunky draw, but they're getting set up pretty well. Land was real bad. I think I'm actually, so I'm torn here because I need to attack first, because I need to attack with Nettles and play Visionary. But the question is, do I attack with Llanowar Elves? And I think the answer is yes, because if I attack with all, I get 1 more damage. Then I play Visionary, and I still have untap with Quirion, play another land. It's only bad if I draw like a 3-drop or something. They're at 22. Do I need the extra damage? Okay, I'm actually going to change my mind on that. I think the 1 damage probably isn't that relevant. It's more important to play... Oh. They said BRB 2 minutes, go crazy, but I don't think they F6, so I can't. Okay, I'm just gonna turn off auto yields because I don't want to misclick here. So the plan is attack with Nettle, Quirion, hit for 5. They go down to 17. Then main 2, I just play a Visionary, and then I can at least go land 2-drop without returning a forest with Quirion. So I think I like not attacking with Llanowar in the end. Opponent seems to be in good spirits, and I don't mind them stepping away for a second. It's no problem. Again, the deck's been running smooth. I like the mono green rather than the island with a Distant Melody, the 4-drop blue card that you name a creature type and you draw a card for each type you control. That's even just more all in, I think. Okay, attack for 5, then play Visionary. just like being pleasant with my opponents. One thing I found from pretty much like all games is when you're in the lower level of a game, like let's just say you're playing League of Legends or something, you're in the low levels, people are so toxic and so hateful, but with any game when you get to the higher levels, people just are not hateful. They're all in a good mood. People are generally happy. Your opponents respect you because they know that you're in a similar position to them. So it's just really, it's like a really interesting factor of like online games is that people like can be so nice at the higher levels and so toxic at the lower levels. I used to play a lot of StarCraft. Same thing is true with that. When you're at the high levels, people like do not talk shit. They just like, will just GG, leave the game, and not true at the lower levels. Okay, Winding Way is great. Just gonna attack with double Nettle and then play Winding Way. I needed to draw like a Winding Way or Lead the Stampede here. This keeps happening in this league, so I am drawing a little bit above average. See if they trade. They do. It's a Winding Way creature. Three creatures. Land. Vanguard. Birchlore. Fyndhorn. Go. Okay, opponent with no board, but they can play like multiple Squadron Hawks this turn. They can play Lightning Bolt our guy. Okay, that's annoying. Now I just need to draw more Winding Ways or Lead the Stampedes, Visionaries, Lys Alana Huntmaster, another 3-mana 2/2 draw card. Deck plays a lot of 3-mana 2/2 flying draw card. Lys Alana. Okay, I called for that. Could attack like with all. Then if they block a 1/1, they take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down to 9. Don't think I can do that against a 6-card hand. Just going to attack for 2. If they want to trade for Glenhawk, that's their decision. Sucks to play out Lys Alana without being able to make any token this turn. But I actually don't have infinite mana. And I want to just get this down. Because if I draw a Lead the Stampede or something, I want to be able to cast as many spells after that as possible. And if they have to play a removal spell here, it kind of takes up part of their turn. Looks like they are. Gal Blast, okay. And another 3-mana 2/2 flying. Okay, they're just outgrinding me here. Where's my Lead the Stampedes at? I could have held that to like rep something, but I don't think I need to. If I draw a good Lead the Stampede or something, should just be over, but if I don't, then I'm just going to get grinded out pretty quick. So it kind of goes both ways. Like they're playing all these flyers that just draw extra cards. That's kind of what that deck does. And a couple of removal spells to manage the board while they do it. Okay, there we go. That deck does not have counter spells. Oh, could have added 1 additional mana here. Too late now because I have the yields set. Alright, we hit perfect on that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we hit everything. Okay, perfect. So now I use the Nettle every time I play something. So that 1 mana could cost me. But I still think I'm going to be okay here. Always yes. And then I can go tap 2 things. What do I want to play out first? I'm not sure if it matters. Just run out Priest. Because now that I'm making an extra elf with Lys Alana, as long as it doesn't die to a bolt right here, I get to make additional mana every time I play something because I make an additional elf, which goes along with Birchlore really nicely. Looks like they don't have the bolt. 1, 2 mana. Could just play a Timberwatch right here. I think I'm going to untap that, return this. Play Timberwatch. And maybe you should have played Visionary first, but I think this is fine. Two mana, Visionary. I mean, I'm going to be able to play my hand, so I think this is fine. They had a Galvanic Blast, but they were saving it for this. They didn't use it on Lys Alana in response. That is interesting. That can't be right. I mean, I guess they think they can survive if they kill this, but I'm not sure if they can. That can't be right, because they could have stopped me from like going off entirely because I was getting so much mana from making additional elves. All right, well, maybe I should have played the Visionary first for that reason. 1, 2, Vanguard. Looks like my misclick at the beginning of the turn of not adding 1 additional mana shouldn't really cost me. I'm just worried about the post-board games when they have access to like Electricity plus maybe 4 Bolt, 4 Blast. And I can't attack. But next turn I can probably just swing in with everything. I guess what would be annoying is if they played a Battle Screech with Flashback. But even then, I don't think that really does much. Alright, well, let's leave Visionary. And again, I think I'm attacking with all. I just want to get in for as... Oh, they definitely have Prismatic Strands. What am I talking about? Don't want to do that. Mystic. So I'm just going to try to gain Infinite here. Before anything else. Let's tap this. Gain. So they can kill 2 of my creatures if they Prismatic Strands. Attack with all of these. Don't even want them to be able to double block Lys Alana, really. If I just attack like that, they can go like chump, take 7. If I attack with everything, literally, let's say I attack with literally everything, and they go like block, block, or then they Prismatic Strands. Do they have to Prismatic Strands? Block, block, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Technically they don't. If I attack like this, I'm trading like 2 elves. For almost nothing. But if I just attack with the 7/7, they can just not Prismatic Strands. I mean, I can also attack with a couple more things. I don't really care if I lose these at this point. No, I'll just attack like this. I think this plays around Prismatic Strands the best, and they're likely to have 4 copies of that card. Yeah. So now I have to just fight through that, but luckily I'm at 58. So they kill 2 1/1s. These are the same as these at this point. Galvanic Blast to Wellwisher. Alright, well, I'll gain in response. Go up to 76. That's a Galvanic Blast that's not killing our Lys Alana. Guardian of the Guild Pack, sure. Now we need to force them flashing back Prismatic Strands. So we'll start by just playing Vanguard. Make some more elves. And let's go to attacks. Let's see. 7. This is a 9/9. They can just free block it here, and then they take 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't want them to be able to kill my Lys Alana though. Let's see. I attack with these, because I don't even really need this Nettle anymore either. Birchlore is nice to have. Quirion's nice to have. So let's see. They go block, block, block. They take 7. I think they just have to flashback Strands at this point. I'll just attack like this, save my most important elves. Is this not going to force the Prismatic Strands though? 7, 8, 9, 10. But even if it doesn't, I don't think I want to just lose my other ones. And I think this way, yeah. I think this way still is better. I don't want to lose my like vitally important elves, and they probably have to put Prismatic Strands there, because if they don't, they take a bunch of damage, go low, and then it's easy for me to force like Prismatic Strands every turn after that. Guardian of the Guild Pack is interesting. You don't usually see that in that deck. We can draw more Lead the Ways and Lead the Stampedes in Winding Ways. Thraben Inspector, okay. Now they have a pretty big board, so it's kind of harder for me to get through. I might need to just like wait until I get these Vanguards like super big. Let's just play this out. Okay. So they actually don't have Prismatic Strands up this turn. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blockers. They can go block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they take 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this actually isn't even lethal. I might have to just pass the turn until next turn. But I mean, yeah, my attacks aren't that great. But if I attack with all, they can block here. Probably didn't leave up Prismatic Strands. That probably means they don't have another one. Just don't want to take too long. If I just attack here, it doesn't do anything. They just get a free block here. If I attack here, it's also not that good. Just gonna wait one turn. Because if I attack with all, they get to kill like 5 things and then not take lethal. Wow, they play this? How can that be right? I guess they need more mana. Okay, now they have Prismatic Strands up. Double Lys Alana, double Elvish Vanguard going though. Yes, gotta kind of try to play fast as well. I'm at 76 also. So this is 8 power. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't even attack with that one. I think I just wait one more turn, surprisingly. I don't think they can have any electricers or anything main. Sometimes people do, but I'm not too worried about that. Just force them to leave up like hard cast prismatic strands can be kind of annoying for them. Did they have an untapped land? They do. And they're at 18. Sure. Make 3 more elves. Get 3 more counters. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And this guy's literally 11. Alright, just going to pass again. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm supposed to be just jamming with everything. But I think this is better, honestly. Because now they can't cast Prismatic Strands. They have to leave it up. It is buying them time just to find like all 4 of their Prismatic Strands, and then just that'll buy infinite time. But I think if I wait, it is better. Whoa. Okay, they still have strands up. Okay. Timberwatch is good. Now I can start attacking with both Vanguards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So they either have to start chumping or taking damage or doing something now. Yeah. And then pretty soon, maybe next turn, I can just start attacking with all. In which case, the problem is then they just strands and kill like 7 of my guys. I don't think that's worth it. Because also if I just draw more Wellwishers and like am able to gain infinite, that's also a way to win. They might have like 1 or 2 journeys in their deck for like this. Okay. They must have an untapped land. They just concede. Okay, they didn't want to play that game anymore. I think I played that one pretty carefully, and I think it worked out. Right. 1 win away from the 5-0. Let's go. Wellwisher seems reasonable. I actually don't hate Gleeful Sabotage, because I can just kill their lands. And their Prophetic Prisms and stuff, which allow them to draw more cards, fix their mana. Let me see. Let me see if I can see if the opponent has 5-0'd with any deck lists, and see if I can find out how many artifact lands they're on. It's kind of a dumb trick you can do online, but if you look up the opponent by name on like Magic the Gathering deck lists, you can just like see if they 5-0'd KZRDS, and then you can often find the list they're playing right now. April 17, 2020 Pauper Challenge. I have a minute 30. KZRDS. Yeah, this looks like their list. Red, white. Bring it over here. They have 2 Journey. They do have 4 Prismatic Strands. Double Rally the Peasants. So just a pretty good standard red-white mid-range deck. It looks like they have 1 Electrickery, so not that much for us. They do have quad Prismatic Strands, but they also aren't on any artifact lands in this. Wait, this isn't even the same deck. This is Squadron Hawk. This isn't Pathetic Prism, so this is just like another version of red-white. Okay, so that might not be exactly what it is. I don't know if I want Gleeful Sabotage just for Pathetic Prism and a couple artifact lands. If I see a ton more artifact lands, I could consider bringing these in. I wonder if I want Harsh Sustenance also to play around Prismatic Strands. I think the game is often going to get into a situation like that. Definitely want Scattershot Archer. Electricities are also very good. I only have 20 seconds, so I kind of have to go fast here. Let's see. Maybe just board out Visionary in this matchup. Not sure if that's right. Maybe some one-drop should come out, but I kind of just ran out of time trying to look up the opponent's deck, so that's the downside of doing that. I might have sideboarded totally wrong. Mulligan. Keep this hand. I think I just put back this 4-drop. If I can get to it, it's really good, but I think that's the most greedy card to keep. And wish I had the Gleeful Sabotages. Alright, Winding Way is a good draw. So now my best draw is, because this is likely to die, is to... I mean, I guess they need untapped red source for that, but... another land or another 1-drop is a good draw. Are they just going to play like a tap land? A Radiant Fountain into Pathetic Prism, maybe? Core Skyfisher, bounce, Raven. Makes sense. There's a Harsh Sustenance. I'm just going to get my Priest of Titania down. That forces them to answer it. Could play a Winding Way and a 1-drop. Did I draw off that? But I think this is better. Okay, go. It's likely the opponent doesn't have red. Okay, they do. Bonder's Ornament into removal spell on Priest. Yeah. That's pretty good. Yeah, they have, I saw Bonder's Ornament too. Okay, I'm bringing in Gleeful Sabotage for game 3. I should have just thought more carefully about what I saw rather than trying to look up the list there. So that's a good lesson. Looking up the list is not necessarily what it's all about. Ooh, Birchlore unlocks the Harsh Sustenance. Guess I'll lead on that. I can play out a fair amount of stuff here. So I'm not really going to try to play around their Electricity. Maybe Electricity is not even as good in this matchup as I thought, but I think it's fine. It's good like against their Squadron Hawks and if they have Battle Screech. Green, green, Wellwisher, and untap. Bounce that. Cast Winding Way. Creature. Hit 2 creatures. And pass. Here I could have also played Winding Way before Wellwisher. That way, if I hit like a Nettle, I might have been able to get this down for free using Birchlore. So that was probably a punt. No reason not to play Winding Way before Wellwisher. Wow, just draw a card right now. That's a good sign for me. Thraben, that's another good sign. It means they don't have much else to do. They can't kill this probably. Boros Garrison, return Radiant Fountain. And burn this? Or just pass? Okay. That frees me up to resolve this other stuff though. Another Birchlore Ranger. Alright. So I can lead by Lys Alana into other stuff. Untap this, return this. Only drawing 1 land can be pretty nice with this deck. Lys Alana into Nettle, into Birchlore. It's a lot of elves. And then I can Harsh Sustenance at some point, maybe for the win. Add green. Maybe now that they used the Galvanic Blast on my Wellwisher, they won't have another removal spell for Lys Alana. Always yes, always yield. And I can only add 2 mana of any color here. So I have Electricity up, but I do not have Harsh Sustenance up. And I can untap Fyndhorn Elves and cast Harsh Sustenance if I absolutely need to. But most likely I will not be doing that. Another Core Skyfisher, return Thraben. So they're doing their thing, they're doing what they try to do. And Thraben. And Radiant Fountain or tap land? Bog, sure, doesn't do anything. An attack with Core Skyfisher, interesting. See what we draw. Not going to fire off these yet. Land. Land's not ideal. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things out. So if I just attack with Nettle plus Lys Alana, then their blocks aren't very good. If they double block Lys Alana, I can just Harsh Sustenance the Core Skyfisher, kill 2 things, and then they're in a pretty bad spot. We know one of their cards in hand is Radiant Fountain. I think I go for that. I think that's better than attacking with all. Oh, I forgot to play a land first. I guess that's not too relevant. Okay, they're just blocking like that. That's interesting. Do I want to just Electricity and save the Harsh Sustenance? I kind of do. Alright, I'm going to do it. I tried 2 for 1, so maybe this was just bad. I don't know why I thought they were blocking the other way. It's just wrong. Happens. Made a mistake. Still not the worst ever for me. Galvanic Blast, that is pretty bad for me. I can Harsh Sustenance their Core Skyfisher right now. I don't think I want to do that. Standard Bearer. That's annoying, but I have to Harsh Sustenance that rather than the Core Skyfisher because if I draw the elf that pumps, I would have to target this, which I certainly don't want to do. Now if they draw Electricity, I'm just super dead. Alright, they can return Thraben Inspector. It's annoying. Oh, they return Ancient Den. Why not Thraben? That's kind of weird. Okay, I take 2. Maybe we should have Harsh Sustenance earlier as well. I'm not playing super tight here. I think I have to fire this off. Just be mana efficient. I also get to gain 6, which isn't bad. Alright, I think I'll hold that. I don't think playing that does anything. We know one card in the opponent's hand is Ancient Den. I'm confused why they didn't return this. Oh, because they have to return an artifact. Duh. Just sounding like an idiot over here. Oh no, Monarchy? Oh, they just draw. Okay. I might not want 4 Gleeful Sabotage, but maybe I want like 2. Take 4. Another Glint Hawk is not good. Okay, Lead the Stampede is the perfect draw. Let's cast it. Oh no. Not like this. Please. Just going to play out both of these creatures now because I could see a world where I can attack for lethal. I also need to play fast because I only have 6 minutes. I also play a lot faster if I'm not recording. It makes it tough trying to talk through my decisions. It's like Gabriel and Safe. Just solo play, losing to the clock. Wow, attack with everything. So they have Prismatic Strands in hand. Because I could block the Raven Inspector. That was definitely wrong. Just trying to play fast, so misclicked. Wasn't thinking fast enough. Alright, so if I attack, they're just gonna Strands. Oh, I'm just dead on board. They just take. Then I just die on the backswing. And I have Strands anyway. Oh, Suffocating Fumes. Okay. So that was their deck working nicely. Just bring in a couple of these. Might even want like 3. I mean, killing 2 artifacts is so good. I do want a fair number of Lead the Stampedes as well. Scattershot Archer is like so-so. I wonder if they don't even have Squadron Hawk in their deck anymore. Maybe I just don't want Electrickery. Maybe they're siding out some of that kind of stuff. And I just use like Gleeful Sabotage instead and stick to my plan with like some artifact removal. Seems reasonable. I might just die to Squadron Hawks, but this is like really only good with Quirion Ranger. That might be better than Electrickery. I could just bring in 2 Gleeful Sabotage because I don't know if I want 2. If I draw 2 of them, it just might be too many. Because if they only have 2 artifacts to target total, then I might just be sitting in hand with 1. I think I misplayed in the fact that I didn't sideboard that well there. And I maybe could have played that game a little tighter as well. Maybe I don't want Harsh Sustenance. But I think it's a decent way to play around Strands, because if they're in a situation where they can like only cast like 1 Strands out of the graveyard, I can just attack, they have to cast it, and then I Harsh Sustenance them. Against my better judgment, I'm going to keep this hand. It has a lot of gas. I think if I just Nettle, they might not kill it. I'm just going to go for it. It's pretty greedy. But I have Winding Way, I have Lead the Stampede. I have 2 1-drops. Good 2-drop. Another 2-drop. Opponent on 6, they keep. Gotta play fast. I think that's like one of the most important things here. Okay. I'm gonna attack. I'll try to lead on Birchlore. See if that gets this killed in response. The opponent was on 6. There's also just so many triggers with this deck, so it does take a while. Okay, that resolved. That's good. Do they have Gutshot? Quirion. Untap this, bounce this. 2 mana. Vanguard. Go. So that's a pretty solid. I couldn't cast Winding Way there as well because I only had 1 more mana, but that was a pretty solid turn 2 considering my opening hand. Okay, sweet. Let's see. Now I think I want to go tap these 2. Try not to time out. Timberwatch. Playing that now seems good. It forces them to have to answer it. Yield. Could also just play Winding Way here. I think that's better than attacking. Again, trying to play fast. Winding Way, untap this. Creatures. Then Quirion, untap this, bounce this. I get to play another Nettle here, which is real nice. Nettle, untap, 3.5 minutes. This has just been such a dope league. Untap, always yes, yes. Looking to be in a good spot. Could get Suffocating Fumes, but oh no, I don't have enough mana to do anything else. Go. Oh, I didn't attack yet? Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay, I'll attack. So Suffocating Fumes isn't even too bad at this point. That was turn 3. Bolt the Timberwatch. They have to do that. I have a 4/4 here. And Gleeful Sabotage, please. Okay, land. 1, 2, 3. Untap. I guess I do this to Huntmaster. Okay. Add green. Birchlore. Just trying to go off without timing out. Playing as fast as I can. 1, 2, Priest. Should yield to all these triggers. And then 1, 2, 3, Lead the Stampede. Soon I just have to start attacking. There's another Nettle. 2 minutes, still plenty of time. As long as I'm not lagging too hard here. It's also going to be hard for them to cast a Suffocating Fumes. Timberwatch. Untap a million things. Always yes. Minute 30. Really don't have much time to play through a Prismatic Strands chain. Just want to get all these cards down. And then put these triggers on the stack. F6. And then attack. And F6 again. So now I don't think Suffocating Fumes is going to do it. Yeah, Golden Egg. They could have a Life Trickery, but that's not even going to do it either. We got them. Whew! With barely enough time. Got the 5-0 with Elves. That was sweet. I had a really good time in this league. Obviously the deck performed. I don't know what's happening with Magic Online, just lagging too much. But got the 5-0. Got a couple treasure chests and some QPs for our troubles. And don't know how good the Harsh Essences were, but we didn't play against Flickertron, so I think they're necessary. Moving forward, I might try to change some of the sideboard. Not sure if we need like quad Essence Warden, quad Gleeful Sabotage either, but I think it's reasonable. Yeah, the deck was great. I love playing elves, had a lot of fun. This is youtube.com/snapbolt and Twitch TV/snapboltgames. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time.